Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. So last week we had a pretty interesting follow through down. Once we broke this 5170, we had a pretty interesting sell-off all the way down to support at 5050. That didn't hold, and we pushed to the next level of support and to the bottom of this trend line channel here at about 4953, which is previously the next area of support. So now in the market, we're kind of going to see what's next. Generally, what tends to happen when you can see here, we've always had a bounce off this channel. And even every time we've touched this trend line, we do have some kind of bounce. So, I mean, in both the scenarios, whether you're bullish or bearish, I do think that market likely is going to have some oversold bounce, right? If you're super bearish, maybe you just have a tiny bounce up to 5095, maybe push up to the EMAs, reject, and roll back into the channel if you're super bearish. Or if you're bullish, again, I think we do push. We will, even if you are bullish, go sideways, chop around. We would need to break over 5173 to get bullish. Again, there's a lot of earnings this week that'll likely determine the market. So yeah, those are kind of your levels. If you break below 4961, then we're short again till we can get to 4860. That's the next level of support. So you can go support by support. And if you are chasing, as long as we stay above 5,000, as long as we stay above 5,000, 5060, and then 5095. And then we have 5164 exit, right? So those are the two possible paths on the market. And you can see here, we pretty much, as soon as we got over the 19 level, we pushed into the next level of resistance here at 2131. And again, we had a massive rejection off this level. So again, as you can see here, the reason to anticipate some kind of bounce again is this is a massive weekly resistance here in the market. So to get above this, so you have a very clear level over which you can continue to short. If VIX can get over 21.5, it's a continued short. But as you can see here on the 4-hour chart, you can see here we had a massive rejection. You can also see here, if I drew a trend line, this is a channel of support. So this is the level I would say would be the level to stay above for the bulls. 17.7, 18. You break below this, then we're likely going to have that bounce and VIX is going to continue selling. You hold though and go sideways, then you can definitely look into reshorting the market. We look at the dollar again. The dollar, on the other hand, unlike the VIX, is still looking strong. You can see here that as long as we stay over 106, we likely continue to push higher into 107.5. Must stay over, or we can continue to chop sideways. To be bearish, I would need to break below 105.6. To confirm an ABC pattern, so far it is looking strong and impulsive. You look at the 10-year against the top of this channel, so we'll need to see whether after this week we can get over 4.7%. Or, we're going to reject and come back down. All right, with that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. First one I have is Disney. Again, you can see here, we had a very nice breakout of the channel and it was extended. So this pullback is not a surprise. And again, personally, if I were to fib it and find a good level of support, you can see here, if I draw a channel here and a channel like this, Disney does look like it's to have an oversold bounce, at least into 115, 116. So that's why I have Disney calls on this week. I do think that we can stay over 112, 113. We can again push back up into 117, continue along this channel. Obviously, this gap will start to get filled only if you can get over 108, the earnings gap, which again would be a different trade. But yeah, as long as we hold above, I think it's a decent spot to buy longs on Disney. Next one I have is Target. And unlike Disney, it has a better channel. You can see here, has a better channel. So it could be one of those stocks that follow throughs on a Monday. So if we can hold over 169, we can push back up into 172, 173 eventually. Just follow the path along on Target, eventually all the way up to 200. The next one I have is D-Dog. Again, you can see here, this pretty much has been sideways from March all the way into April and a couple of months. So we have been sideways for a couple of months. And you can see here, we went sideways to try to break out close to the massive bearish engulfing. So we could follow through. And again, you can see here, this 120 is the level. That's super important. Here you can see here we break below 120. We can come back down to 115 and even 113. Something like this is what I see on DDOG. Come back. Maybe push down 113 before it bounces. So looking to see, and again, even if you look at the channel, a more bearish thing would still take you to the bottom at 103. So if we start to follow through below 120, we very likely visit 115 on DDOG. And the last one I have is pins. And again, you can see here, we tried to bounce. It just kind of rejected resistance. And now it's trying to push lower. This does look really bearish. Does look like NABC. Sure, if I did this, you can see here it's rejecting the 0.5 fib. So I do think the next level of support here is down at 30.5. So if we stay below 32.5, comes back down to 31.30. So that's the reason I have continued short on pins. It does look bearish at least till this 30.530. It does, kind of have that gap to fill here as well. So that's the reason I have pin splits. That's all for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly Wavelist videos and other content.